Flash went from the dominant software used to power most websites, games, and animations 15 years ago to being completely shut off on every platform with all of its content going with it. Now that it's been a year since the death of Flash, I think now it's a good time to look back on the software as a whole. But to understand the story of Flash as a whole, we have to go back to the 1990s. The year is 1992, Bill Clinton just became president, Cartoon Network began airing, and my age was in the negatives. Two guys, Jonathan Gay and Charlie Jackson, started a company called FutureWave Software for graphic software that eventually became a vector-based animation tool. Then, in May of 1996, Future Software released Future Splash Animator and gained massive popularity in the coming months, being used by many entities such as MSN, Disney, and The Simpsons. In December of 1996, Macromedia bought out FutureWave Software, and the FutureWave Splash Animator was rebranded as Macromedia Flash. Fast forward a couple of years, ActionScript, an object-oriented programming language, was added to the Flash program, making it to where games and streaming media could become reality. The 2000s saw a rise of Flash in every aspect of the internet. Due to its versatility and ease of use, it became a huge tool for creatives to make simple animations in games quickly without the need of extensive programming knowledge. It not only powers simple creations like the ones we've seen throughout the years, it powered entire websites like Newgrounds, Armored Games, and Addicting Games, and Flash Player was even used by YouTube, Hulu, and even Netflix. Despite Flash's popularity, it also had its own critics. Steve Jobs gave his thoughts on a letter back in 2010 and criticized Flash for its flaws. How it's closed software, thanks to Adobe, and its, security concerns. Flash wasn't made for mobile devices, and it's how it's an archaic software. And after this letter came out, and as time went on, the use of Flash just fell off, and as companies started using other tools, eventually leading to Flash just not being installed on modern browsers and devices anymore. And by 2012, Adobe announced plans to just phase it out entirely. The official death of Flash was December 31st, 2020. Adobe discontinued it entirely, finally ending the Flash era on the internet. Despite Flash being gone, there are still groups trying to preserve Flash's history. Some developers have adapted their games to mobile devices, and Blue Maxima's Flashpoint has preserved tens of thousands of games free for download. What really led to the demise of Flash was really just new technology and new tools coming out that just made it obsolete. Game engines like Unity came out and became better than Flash. HTML5 came out and it became easier and more usable for most situations. Even Adobe, they made their own animation software. And also the aforementioned security issues. Another main issue, I think, was the rise of mobile, and Flash was just not made for mobile devices. So, combine all of those things, it just made Flash an obsolete and archaic software, and that is what led to the end of Flash. The legacy of Flash comes down to the fact that it was a platform that made creating games and animations easy without having the technical wherewithal of being a programmer. Flash's simplicity gave many individuals and companies their start in creating games, animations, and even websites. Despite the problems that people had with Flash, Flash had a massive influence on the entire internet, and it created some of the coolest games and creations to users. Without it, many creators would have probably never gotten their start.